We're live.
Live.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for today. So sorry, everybody. We had a glitch in the system, apparently. Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium, psychotherapist, and author Kellee White, and welcome to Ask Me Anything. Today is October 17th, 2024. Let me say hi to some people, and we have lots to share, lots to talk about tonight. Yes, I am going to talk about that amazing full moon. It's a doozy. So hi, Frank. I'll get back to you on that one, Frank. Hi, Deborah, and you too. Hi, Dee Dee from Chicago. I'm feeling great. Thanks for asking. I'm doing so much better now that I'm sans gallbladder. I love it. Hi, Tracy. You enjoyed the book, and it was a crazy story. I will be the first one to say that. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Toby. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Sherry Croft. I too have been seeing raccoons at our house. Lots of raccoons. Lala St. Clair. Kellee, I love your book. Thank you. And I am going to talk about this full moon. Glow says the moon energy is making me teary. That's a pretty normal glow for this one. This is a big one. So we're going to talk about that. Hi, Karen. Hi, Ruth. Hi, everybody. So let me get into this big full moon that we have, because it is it's a doozy. It's a doozy. So this happens to be the biggest full moon of 2024, and what makes it the biggest full moon is it's the closest to Earth, and so this is what we call a super full moon. And this is a large full moon that packs a lot of punches, because in Vedic astrology it's at 0 degrees of Aries, which means it's the beginning of the zodiac for Eastern astrology, for sidereal astrology. It is the beginning at 0 degrees. I mean, the odds that this would be at 0 degrees, it's a big deal. And because it's 0 degrees in Aries, which is ruled by Mars, it's also in the Gandanta point. And you've heard me talk about Gandanta. That's going from a water sign into a fire sign. And so this is going from Pisces into 0 now, 0 degrees of Aries. And additionally, it's in what is called the nakshatra Ashwini. And Ashwini means new beginnings. So we're going to talk about this full moon and the new beginnings, because this is a transformative new moon. It has potent energy. So if you have been stuck, this is the time where this energy of this full moon may help you release a lot of emotions that maybe have kept you stuck. Maybe you'll be speaking your mind or speaking your truth or getting in touch with who you authentically are, because this is such a powerful full moon. And at the same time as this full moon, it also is conjunct with Uranus and Algol at the same time. Uranus and Algol, the fixed star, are conjunct in Taurus. And that makes this a very powerful energy. So this full moon is really great for looking at your life, feeling maybe some of the energy that you've been carrying that maybe is not yours or doesn't belong to you anymore, or it's not necessary to hold on to. And then doing some sort of ceremony, maybe if you could, of releasing what you can so you can move forward, because this nakshatra of Ashwini is about celestial healers. So this is an extraordinary moon to bring in all kinds of healing. Now, in the world at this time, because of this conjunction between Uranus and Algol, the fixed star, which is often known as the demon star, it's a very intense time. This can cause significant change. So in the next few days, we probably will have a lot of more change coming up, I would think. But Ashwini Nakshatra brings strength. So particularly into times of illness. I cannot tell you how many times in the last 2 weeks that people have said, you know, Kellee, I'm going to either have surgery at this time, or I'm going through something, or I was just diagnosed with something. This is an extraordinary time for healing on many, many levels. So don't give up on your healing. This is an extraordinary time to bring in healing for yourself. The other thing that this full moon is really important about is focusing on your goals. Get really clear. Again, you're in this period of time. Today is a great day to do it. Start looking at maybe some of the issues that maybe you just don't need to carry anymore. Maybe it's negativity, or maybe it's you've been fighting with this one, or I don't know, anything that you can have a change of consciousness with. This would be perfect, because you want to release all of that kind of stuff. Holds you back. If you are, holding on to anger, or you're pissed off about this, or I don't know, all of that, actually, it's like a slingshot. It just comes right back at you and holds you back. So this full moon is actually giving you an opportunity to release what you can, and it allows the time for renewal. So set your intentions for what you are wanting now in life. Are you wanting a new relationship? Are you wanting a new career? Are you wanting health? Are you wanting, just frankly, happiness? This is a great time for all of that. So yes, go ahead, set your crystals out for cleansing and for clearing. It is a time to make moon water. If you want to make moon water, I will say this, it'd probably be pretty darn powerful. Anything you do tonight is a powerhouse move, because this is a major moon for this. And really also take some time, if you can, to meditate or journal. Okay, so just make some space for yourself tonight. It'd be a great thing for you to do. And so that is this big full moon. Go out and get some pictures of it. It's really something else to see, isn't it? When you have a moon like this, it's really, I think it's pretty extraordinary. So that's one of the things that you can do. And the other thing I want to talk about is we have a little more astrology that I want to go into, because this is a very intense time. And you'll notice our topic tonight, I'm going to be talking about grounding. And I talked to my person, Michelle, about this, and we were talking about grounding because the energies are going to kind of ramp up. And as the energies ramp up, sometimes people don't remain grounded. And so we're going to be talking about being grounded I'm going to teach you some skills of how to ground. But on October 20th, so today's the 17th, on October 20th, all the way to January 20th, Mars, the planet of war and the planet of intense energy, it transits into Cancer. Now, it's debilitated in Cancer. It's weak in Cancer. And when Mars, the warrior, is weak, it gets frustrated easily. So this is a time period where energies will feel unbalanced or getting frustrated. So when Mars transits into this very weak sign of Cancer for Mars, it could bring significant situations to the United States, because it happens to transit into the 8th house of the United States. And what that does is it ignites great change. So the next period of time, for the next several months, yes, I know we have an election in the United States on November 5th, and I know it's going to be significantly challenging for everybody. I think literally for everybody. But it also has a lot to do with this Mars going into Cancer. It has a lot to do with a lot of planetary changes that were happening. And I'm just going to say briefly, on October 27th, all the way till November 9th, so through the election, there's a Mars-Pluto opposition. And when Pluto is the hidden underground transformation, and Mars is going to be debilitated in its most frustrating place. So that indicates upheaval and change. So anyway, there will be a lot of opportunities for growth for everybody. And having said that, I want to mention this too before I even go into talking about being grounded. Janelle Campbell, you've heard me talk about Janelle Campbell. Janelle and I have taught classes together. In fact, we taught a starseed class together. And on two things, let's see, I will tell you the exact date. On November 4th, for our show, Life After Death and Beyond, Janelle and I are going to be talking about angels on that show. So I think it's a perfect time to bring in angels and the work that angels do, because I know that there's so much angelic energy on the planet now helping, and there will be lots more of it. So we're going to be talking about angels and the archangels and angels on November 4th. But also, Janelle Campbell and I are going to be teaching a class on angels and archangels, and it's an interactive Zoom event for Friday, December 6th in the United States. I believe it's at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and it's a 2-hour class. And in Australia, because Janelle is from Australia, this show, our class will be on a Saturday. I think it's at 10 in the morning Australian time in Sydney. So if you are able to join us for this class, please do. It just is going on sale today, literally just today. And what Janelle is going to do is she's going to be actually channeling the angelic realms, and she's going to do an extraordinary guided meditation. And if you were with us for the Starseed class, Janelle is a wonderful, wonderful teacher. I love to work with Janelle, and she's an incredible channel. So, and I'll be talking about the different archangels, what they do, and how to bring them into your life, how to work with them, actually. So it was really fun for me to hear Dr. Linda Backman the other day. She was on our show with James, our Monday night show. And she's a wonderful psychologist who also does past life regression. And she was talking about how some of the archangels have actually incarnated at different times in life on Earth. And I just love to hear that. I love talking about the angels and the archangels. I love it. So please join us if you are available on December 6th at 4 p.m. Pacific time. And it would be December 7th in Australia. So if you get a chance to join us, we're going to be really having a wonderful class there for us. So welcome to, I can't wait to welcome Janelle. She's wonderful. Okay, everybody. And now I'm going to be talking about grounding. So I was trying to preface all of this with this energy and with this upcoming energy that we all need to understand how to ground ourselves. And so tonight I am going to explore like this practice. I think it's a vital practice. I think everybody needs to know how to stay grounded and stay balanced. And so I'm going to explain a lot of grounding and why it is essential to maintaining emotional health and spiritual well-being and physical health. Because if you have high blood pressure, it really does, when you're in the body, it really can, there's a way to calm yourself too, because when you're not grounded, it's really hard on your system. So we're going to be talking about that. So what is grounding? So grounding essentially is being present in your body and connected. I'm going to say connected to Earth, but first I'm going to say connected in your body. Now, connected on Earth is also extremely important, and I will talk about how to ground on Earth. But being in your body, it's really important to be grounded in the body. So, because what happens is it's really easy when we have our lives go so fast, and it's easy for our minds to be anywhere but in the present and in the body in the present. So especially for my empaths out there where there might be too much pain, or if you're spiritually up here, you're no good unless you're in the body. So it's going to be really important because this can also cause problems if you're not grounded with stress and connecting with others too. So when you are grounded, you are better able to manage your daily life. The opposite of grounded is being ungrounded. And we all know those people where we'll say, oh boy, that one's like in the sky. Like, where is that person? I mean, I've been with James where he'll say, now listen, you're not grounded. Now you need to get back in the body. I've seen him do it. I thought it, but I've seen him do it. So when you are ungrounded, so when you're not grounded, you might feel scattered. You might feel unfocused. You might be easily overwhelmed by negative energies. And we've talked a lot about negative energies. So grounding helps you to bring back you into balance, and it connects you with the positive energy on Earth. So there's different types of grounding. And the first thing I want to talk about is earthing. There were a few years ago, I think it was in 2022, and I'm going to have Renee put this show up, but James and I did a show with Clint Ober, and he's extraordinary. He's the founder of earthing.com, and earthing is actually just a practice of physically connecting to the earth. So you can take on the earth's electrons, and that grounds yourself. So you've often heard me say, go outside, take your shoes off, and walk. Like whether you're in the grass or you're on sand or you're on rocks or you're just anywhere, take your shoes off, because that connects us to the electrons on Earth. Now, because I live in Wisconsin, like when I was in LA, we could go barefoot. I went barefoot all the time, frankly. Because I'm in Wisconsin and it snows and it gets cold out, I can't do that. So I have grounding mats, and I have grounding sheets and grounding pillows. I have all the whole set of all earthing everything, because I believe in it so much. I'm sitting in a chair that I have an earthing pad on. So earthing.com is a wonderful place to get certain things to help you ground if grounding is if you have trouble with grounding. So that's one idea, because his Clint's idea, and it's really accurate, was like back in the day we would sleep on the ground or we would walk with no shoes on, and so it was really easy to ground. So now it's we've lost a lot of that. So earthing.com, and then watch the show that with Clint and James. It was such a great show, and he was so bright, so interesting. So if you get a chance, Renee has it in the comment section, and I think you will like it. And then there is spiritual grounding. So that's a physical type of grounding. And then there's spiritual grounding. And sometimes when you have a spiritual practice, it can be really easy to not stay connected to Earth, because we're up there like this, trying to connect. And so it's really important, again, to reconnect with in your body on Earth, because that's where we are at this moment. And it's really important that you stay. It's mind, body, and soul. And when I started off as a medium, I was always up here. So give yourself a break. I know what that's like. But now I'm extremely grounded in the body, and I know how to do this, how to bring myself back into I never leave the body, but just to bring myself into groundedness. It's really important. Okay. So it's just really important. And also there's mental health grounding, because sometimes grounding, when it comes to your mental health, if you're stuck in panic or worry or fear, or you're either living in the future or you're living in the past, and you're just not connected, right? So when you are grounded, you've got to be in your body, you've got to be present. And when you're grounded, and it brings a calmness, and then you can see clearly what you need to do, and then you can understand how you're feeling and what may be triggering it. So again, staying in the body. When you are in the body grounded, you make good choices. So often we'll make choices from a scattered place, and then you can see where that leads you, right? I mean, it often leads to a lot of problems. So that's another reason. So it's very, very important to stay grounded on all areas. And I am going to tell you a lot of tips to get grounded, but I really want to talk before I get there about grounding your root chakra, because this is a practice that can help you feel more connected to Earth and makes you feel more secure, and it makes you be present in the moment. And again, one of them is earthing. So you walk around barefoot, you stand on a firm surface, and you focus on your soul and your body and getting grounded with with Earth, connecting to Earth. I'll tell you what I did the other day. I went out to my apple trees to pick apples, and I just found myself between the apple trees. Just the energy that was coming from them was so grounding to me. Oh my gosh. So hug a tree or get near a tree, and with barefoot, take your shoes off and get near a tree. Whoa, that'll throw you in your body in the most extraordinary way. But getting into your root chakra, I think it's really important. Yoga can help with that. Affirmations can help with that. So, because the root chakra is associated with safety, stability, and connection to earth. And when your root chakra is balanced, you're going to feel confident, you're going to feel focused, and you're able to move through life with a purpose. So, and when there is an imbalance in the root chakra, that can lead to fear, insecurity, and not connected on earth. And again, we're on earth right now having a physical experience. So it's best to be grounded in your body. And of course, the benefits to being grounded is you'll make really good choices. You'll sleep better, reduced inflammation, and it reduces the stress. So make sure you really are in the body. So let's talk about some grounding techniques that I think are important. I've said over and over, earthing is an extraordinary way to do it. Take your shoes off and walk outside if you can. I think that's a great thing. A walk on the grass, walk at the beach, look at the trees, walk on rocks, anything that you can do that. So what some of the things, let's say you're feeling out of the body and you just are feeling not grounded. Put your hands in water, wash your hands. It's amazing how that gets you back in the body, and focus on the water in your hands. That helps so much. Some people will say, and I heard a therapist say this one, it's not too far off. Put your hands in ice. That'll put you right back in the body real fast. Take deep breaths. If you're not grounded, you take a deep breath, like slowly inhale, and then exhale. And then do that a few times. That'll get you back in the body. Take a short walk, even if you're wearing your shoes. Walk outside. Look at the birds, look at the trees, look at the clouds. And orient yourself. But you can certainly, taking a short walk is a good thing. And even concentrating on the steps. So sometimes counting helps, like doing something into the left brain, counting, doing math, that helps too. It gets you back in the body. Another thing to get really grounded is savor some scent. Like there might be a favorite scent that you have. Sometimes I'll take out lemon. I love lemon, and that will get me right back real fast into the body. Or I don't know, different smells bring you back in. Some things to do too: stretching, running in place if you're into that, going for a run. But stretching really does help. And that kind of, pay attention to the movements when you are stretching. That helps also. And another thing is listen to the surroundings. So if you hear the birds, oh, look, I'm in the moment of watching the birds. I'm hearing the birds. I'm present in my body. And then feel your body. And you can do this sitting or standing. You can, your hair on your shoulders, or the weight of your shirt, or are your legs crossed, or your feet resting? I mean, start to pay attention for this. It's a big thing. And use your left brain also, because again, as I was saying with math or numbers, my mom used to say, quick, balance your checkbook. And I was like, oh my God, that would be like the last thing I'd want to do. Sorry, Don, I'm just so not good at that one. But it does force you into your left brain. Looking at numbers actually does that. Another way to get grounded is make yourself laugh. Sometimes like just something ridiculously funny will snap you out and really put you back in the body. So, and the other thing is, if you have trouble with grounding, you can do something like this. My name is fill in the blank. I am, so-and-so years old. I live in blah, blah, blah. I mean, it sounds like you're orienting, but you are. So sometimes that's a really good place to start, because that will get you really fast in this. And also, if you need some soothing ways to ground, maybe look at the face of somebody you love, or the voice of somebody that you love. That's a big one too. And practice self-kindness. And also, here's another phrase that might help you, and that is, if you're having a rough time, You might say, I'm having a rough time, but I will make it through. Or I am strong and I can move through this. In other words, or I'm trying my best. And all of those are really good ways to start to get really grounded. Sitting with your pet, if you have a pet, oh my gosh, that's really great time to do that. I love to do that. So these are some certain ways to do this. And I know that all of you can do it. Listen to music. Sometimes music will do it. But let me show you another thing. And this will be the last thing I'm going to talk about for grounding. But there are crystals that help with grounding. I happen to have two of them. One of them is a smoky quartz. So smoky quartz is great for grounding. It also has the ability to balance all the chakras. It's a really great quartz. It's called smoky quartz. And another one that I use for grounding, it happens to be obsidian. And obsidian is very great for grounding. So you can hold a crystal, and it will really help you ground. So these are all ways to ground, and I know that everybody has the ability to get grounded because we're going to need to be grounded with these energies that are coming up. Taking a shower, Independent 87 says, and wash away all negative energy. Absolutely. That's a great way to do it. Great point. Thank you for that one. That is a great one. And Margaret says, listening to grounding music, anything about 500 megahertz. That's very good. Tons by Meditative Mind on YouTube. Thank you. And Carrie Gonia recorded that. Great. That's a great one. I love Carrie. In fact, Carrie is going to be on our show next week because we have quite a show next week, which we'll be talking about. But thank you for that. I think I think this gives you a kind of a roundabout way to get grounded here. Okay, so I have some questions here. And this question is from Mar, and I'm going to start with this, and I'm going to answer as many questions as I can tonight. And this is from Mar, and she says, Kellee, is it possible for someone who's passed away many, many years ago to still remain your true soulmate? I know we have many soulmates, but I still feel this particular presence very strongly, and I've never been able to find anyone who has matched it, including my current partner. Thank you. Yes, absolutely, Mar. The answer to that is yes. Often we will have a soulmate. As you said, and this is accurate, sometimes we may just have that one really deep meaning soulmate, and some of us will have lots of different soulmates. So every soul is a little different, but yes, it's absolutely possible to have had that soulmate that has passed on the other side. Absolutely, honey. Good question, and thank you for that. I appreciate that question. Okay, let's see. Lisa Kupka says, how about amethyst for grounding? Amethyst is really great for sleeping or calming. So I can imagine, wouldn't be my go-to for grounding, but Lisa, if it works for you, then absolutely go for it. I love amethyst, and I use it more for calming. For me, like obsidian will get you right back in the body, or like whoop, like whoop. But a good question. And if it works, listen, if whatever crystal works for you guys, holding the crystal might remind you to be back in the body. The energy might just put you right back in. It's just important to be grounded on earth, particularly at this time period that we're in. Don DeGroat. Hi, Don. Drumming and dancing is very grounding. Oh, I love that. It is, isn't it? It's a great way to get grounded. Oh my gosh, honey, I didn't even think about that. Definitely. If any of that, drumming, dancing, perfect. Thank you. I love that. I think that's wonderful. Sharon Dorman says, Kellee, your Eventbrite said to email you your birthday for a mini reading. Here you go. And you would like a mini reading. So your birthday is January 4th. So January 4th is a 10 of spades. And anybody born between January 1st and January 13th, very, very, very old soul. And 10 of spades is a soul that comes to work on a lot of levels, on every level. Like work would be extremely important, and helping others would be very important. So it's a wonderful old soul birth placement. God bless you for incarnating, because there'd be a lot of work to do helping others particularly. So I hope that helps. Evie Freddy says, reading grounds me and writing too. See, isn't that great? I love that everybody's sharing what grounds them. So reading, it's so funny, Evie, reading also grounds my daughter. It's the same thing. That's so interesting that you would say that. And writing for sure, writing for sure. Oh, that's great. Thank you for all of this. I think this is perfect. Karen Abercrombie, happy birthday. Today's her birthday. And let's get you a card from the Power of Love. Now, if your birthday is today, you are a 5 of clubs. 5 of clubs are wildly psychic. And also they come to speak their truth. So Karen, you're here. Today is on a full moon. Your truth will be flying. If your birthday is today, anybody's birthday is today on this major full moon, whoa. I mean, it's powerful. That means, so if you were born on a full moon, or this happens to be your today's full moon and it's your birthday, powerhouse, powerhouse. Big year for you, Karen. So let me just do this, get you a card from James's Power of Love, integrity. There you go. You demonstrate the truth. It's what I said, speaking your truth and honesty of your soul, and manifest love with your every action. Integrity. There you go, Karen. Have an incredible year, honey. I know that it will be for you. Let's see. Okay, Margie Hall Renzi says, I'll take a card, any card. And your birthday is March 26th, which makes you a 10 of clubs. Also, I will say, Margie, that your birthday would have been the day before the big eclipse in March that we had, the first lunar eclipse. And so anybody who had a birthday around around the March, exactly about your birthday, 26th, 27th, 28th, around that time, also would be having lots of big changes this year, because we also just had 2 other eclipses, the 17th of September and October 2nd. So all of this eclipse, remember, we just had major eclipse, 2 eclipses, major. And it was a Virgo eclipse, K2 Virgo eclipse, which will mean lots of healing. So the energy of all this change and transformation that I'm talking about goes ultimately for healing, And that's why one of the ways to start healing is to be grounded in the body. It's like you can't run anymore from distress or pain or suffering. Really look at what is causing that and get grounded in the body, because this is energy. Many of us, or most of us, or all of us, will be pushed in all kinds of directions with this energy. So I hope that helps there. And you are a 10 of clubs. 10 of clubs is very, very creative. And you know what, Margie? Let me get you a card too, honey. And it says willingness. You are able to compromise if the end result is love. Oh, I love that. I think love is extremely important. Okay. Melissa Calcitri, she says, Kelly, I know grounding can be fun because that's what I do. She said, you always say it feels good to hug a tree or walk barefoot. Yes. All of that is good. It's good to feel. It's like a reputation. It is a very good thing. If you can hug a tree, if you can go up to a tree, if you can just talk to a tree, if you can just stand next to the energy of a tree, it's so grounding. You can feel the energy come up. It's just extraordinary. So, and your birthday is April 17, and April 17 happens to be a 4 of diamonds. So 4 of diamonds is all about working hard, very hard, actually, and evolution. You realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. There you go. I love this. I think that is so great. So Janine Coonan, she said, if a soul reincarnates, can you still get messages from them? Yes, because about, what does James says, and I think it's pretty accurate, about 30% of our soul is in our body, and the rest of our soul is so expansive. It's our higher self on the other side. So the answer is yes. And I personally don't believe that souls reincarnate that fast. I just don't, especially in the time periods that we're in. It's just my own belief that if we have a loved one who's just passed, or even passed 20 years ago, I don't think, I don't believe that they've all of a sudden reincarnated. I just don't think so, because it's just not what I have seen. So that, anyway, that's my own thought. Some people will say, "Oh, they come right back." I don't think so. I don't believe that for 2 seconds. Maggie Landis, hi Maggie. How long will be in the fluid of all of this energy? I'm in the process of redefining myself and my business. I feel like I'm on the right path. Do you have any sense of this, Maggie? This is absolutely, you're on the right path, and I'll tell you why. This is such change energy that and how long will this energy be? Ooh, for quite some time. I mean, probably, I'm going to say it, probably 2026. I mean, this energy is like, whoa, it's really large energy of change and transformation on the planet. It's particularly in the United States, but that'll affect everywhere. And so if you are in the process of redefining yourself, it's an excellent time for that. This is the time to redefine. This is the time to let go of anything that has held you back and move forward with what you know to do on earth at this time. So good for you. It's definitely. Okay, Lala St. Clair, she says, I'm finally getting my energy healing business going. Bravo, honey. It's slow going, but introducing PEM for pets. I'm not sure what that means. I love a card from my mom. I can't believe she's been gone a year already. Well, here, let's get a card, Lala, from your mom for talking to heaven. Hold on, let me get those cards out. Yikes. Okay. Whoops. Oh my gosh, here we go. If I had only known then what I know now, I may have lived differently. There you go. So I think your mom would have learned a lot, Lala. And I love your name. That is a great name. And while I'm at this, Vicki, I see your name, honey, and I'm going to give you a card. You are never alone. He's a funny one, your husband. You are never alone. I know that for a fact. And also, I want to give a card out to Lori. If you're watching, Lori, I want to give you a card, and it says, although you may not understand it now, everything happens for a reason. There you go, Lori. That's for you. And I'm going to put these down here. But this is a time, let's say you're about ready to start a business, or you're thinking that. And again, if it's your intention, set the intention. Really good time to do it, actually, because there are going to be so many changes, and particularly in the healing fields, we're going to need a lot of healings here. Carolyn East, hi Carolyn. Kelly, she says it's starting to really feel like fall weather in the Northwest. It's so true. It's feeling that here too. Do you think the grounding accessories like mats, bedding work the same or as well as grounding naturally? Great question. I mean, are you guys sleeping on the ground? If you're sleeping on the ground, you don't need a mat. But I have an earthing mat on my bed, and I have earthing sheets. Oh my gosh, poor Dawn, we have it all. I love it. But if you are able to go outside and walk with no shoes and really ground yourself that way, then you probably wouldn't need it. Watch the video that we have up here. Renee, you put the video, I think, up in front. And it's a show that James and I did with Clint Ober. And he founded earthing.com, and he explains all of this super, super well. So I love to do both because, Carolyn, I live on a farm and I walk around all the time with the dogs, and except when there's snow out, although Otis loves it. I not so much. So anyway, but I use both. I have both. So there you go. I hope that helps. Oh, Lori, I'm so excited. Lori Young, you're going to take the angel class. Yay. You guys are going to love it. If you are at all interested in angels and need a peaceful place to be on December 6th, please join us for our class. We're going to be talking about the angels, the archangels, and Janelle Campbell is going to do an extraordinary channel of the angels and also a guided meditation. And if you cannot be there, like all of our classes, if you cannot be there, if you pay for the class, sign up for the class, when it's recorded, we will send it to you. So I just want you to know that. I think that's fairly important. So there you go. Hi, Renee. How are you, Renee Rossiter? I haven't seen you for a while. How are you, honey? So let's see. So Jeannie Set Covenant says, Kellee, I've learned not to hit send before I'm ready. Oh, that's good. She said, I'm reading your book and I love it. How's my dad doing? Well, let's get you a card. Thank you for reading my book. And if you haven't read it, it's called Cracked Open. And I wrote it to help other people crack themselves open also, so they can have their own spiritual experiences. I think it's so important. But let's get a card from your dad. You have nothing to feel guilty about, Jeannie. It sounds like you did everything really perfect with your dad. So I hope that helps. Let's see. Christy Capronica, she says, Kellee, can I have a card for my mother's 4th year anniversary of her transition on October 20th? Oh, I've got chills. She is definitely around you, honey. She says, I am sorry, forgive me. So whatever, I'm not sure what that would be about. Sometimes they do a life review and they think, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. I'm not sure. But there you go. Kim Ann Snodgrass, hold that 1 second, Renee. Kim Ann says, would the 2 big hurricanes that hit recently be caused by early Gandanta? You bet, Kim Ann. This whole energy time period that we're in could bring even more. I hate to sound like, I don't want to sound pedantic, but like, the earthquakes and the floods and all that. These are really transformative times on Earth. So yes, I'm going to say yes to that. Rena said, oh, I'm sorry, Renee, would you put that back up? Lala St. Clair says, do you think that while grounding to Earth, it's also okay to connect to the Pleiades? I feel so connected to them. Absolutely. You can absolutely connect to the Pleiades or Arcturus or wherever it is that you want to connect to. Just remember to get grounded in your body. Don't forget that part, because it's easy to go up and, I'm connecting. Listen, I'm a medium. I connect all day long, but I think Dawn will tell you, not early on in the relationship, but now I'm certainly very, very present in the body, very present. So make sure you just be mindful of it. It's a journey, isn't it? It's just a big journey. So that's been important here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, Charlene Miller, she says, you've never pulled a card for yourself here. God knows that you recently had your share lately. Thank you. You appear to be mending well. I will pull a card for myself. I think I'll do one for the love, power of love. And thank you. I'm doing really well. Thank you so much. Let's get a card for me. This is very funny. It's so perfect. Gratitude. You fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. Thank you, Charlene. And yes, I have a lot of gratitude. Listen, I am so grateful that I am no longer with a gallbladder. You can quote me on that. So thank you for that. Laurel Davies. Hi, Laurel. She said, I keep trying to get your book, which I so want to read. I'm locked out of my Amazon account. Oh, I'm so sorry. Can it be purchased anywhere else? Currently, no, Laurel. I'm so sorry. Currently, it isn't. I'm so sorry. It's just how it is currently, and hopefully that will change a little bit. I'm sorry. Thank you, Laurel, for reaching out like that. Let's see. And Margaret says, I started really understanding St. Francis of Assisi prayer. I never understood the depth. And 2 healers last night, unrelated, talked about healing powers of the prayer, looking inward with forgiveness to self and to others, no matter what. Absolutely. This is the time, because when you hold on to all of the old wounds and all of that, when you really hold on to it and not forgiving, and you have to remember, everybody's limited on so many levels on Earth, that it's like a slingshot. It just comes back and holds you back. I mean, really? What is the point? Okay, Roz Williams says, Kellee, I have never met my soulmate. Is there anything romantic that I can look forward to? Well, Roz, absolutely. Let's get you a card. You've never met anybody that's a soulmate. Sometimes I call them Roz. Sometimes I call them cellmates. Have you had relationships with people that were challenging? Because soulmate, we look at it in the romantic place, and that is accurate on some levels, but not for everybody. Some people come to Earth to experience relationship from different angles until they really work on themselves to realize what is good for me and what is not good for me. And I'm wondering if That's the case, Roz. But let me get you a card. Freedom. You are releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. So, Roz, be open. Be open, open, open. Okay. Kim Ann says, what should we do to bring healing about with this energy? What you can do is set the intention for lots of healing for yourself. Set the intention. What kind of healing do you need? For healing, emotional issues, physical issues, anything that's holding you back. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. So set the energy like that, because this is such a big, big energy. So I think that would be important to do. There you go. Let's see here. Michelle Lamart, she says, Kellee, I would like to just be happy, but I have to worry about my 81-year-old mother, and she's having mobility issues. I live alone, and I'm an only child, and I sometimes feel lonely. Michelle, I'm so sorry. You are the second person I've heard this from today. I actually heard this story today. So it's a thing. Have gratitude that your mom is still here. You're learning something along the way. Maybe it's patience. I took care of my mom for 10 years, and I'm so grateful that I did. And try to get some time alone, or try to get some time with friends. Try to get out. I think that would be a great thing for you to do. Oh, funny is this, patience. You are able to let the universal energy of transformation move according to its own loving rhythm. There you go, honey. Your guides are watching out for you. You got to know they have a good sense of humor, too. Okay, Jen Gurney. She said, my husband is going through chemo, and it's knocking him down. Watching him struggle is breaking my heart. I'm a very sensitive person. Could this be the reason I feel emotional intense? Oh, of course, Jen. Of course, when you love somebody and you watch them go through this, it's very hard. It's very hard. So I would go with my mom for chemo. We would go every week for chemo. And we always made, when we did this, I went together, and I remember sitting with her in the chemo chair. She was in the chemo chair, and I was next to her. And I swear to God, I could feel the chemo going up in my arms. I mean, I was so connected to my mom and the energy around it. But what we always did is we'd always go to lunch afterwards. And we'd always have a cocktail. We'd always have a nice lunch. Not that she could eat, not that she could drink, but it was just the idea of it. So try to make some good memories during this as well. I know it's a hard one, okay? But please do. Okay. So Lori Letterby, my best friend passed on Monday. Oh, Lori, I'm so sorry. I'm wondering how long does it take them to send signs? She has dementia. Okay, so let's rephrase that. She had dementia here. Once they leave the body, they no longer have dementia. So please know that. You'd be amazed. They could start leaving signs right away. I don't necessarily believe that you should see a medium if that was your thought, for at least a month, and sometimes a couple of months, only because just let the soul kind of do its thing. But they could start sending you signs immediately. She probably feels so good right now that she's not in the body, because the dementia is part of the body, and that was part of the contract with the soul, what the soul wanted to learn here. Okay, but Laura, you pay attention, because I know that she will be active and busy here. That I do know. I can tell. So here's a question I have, and I'm not sure. This is from Karen Rager. Karen, she says, my question is, how can I more easily tap into knowing if I'm sovereign and if my guides are from the highest of light? I seem to have trouble feeling into this. So I want to say this about guides. So how guides work is you will always know that their energy is only of love and the highest good for you, period, end of message. So if you have trouble feeling this, how are you feeling about yourself, Karen? Are you feeling like, what are you feeling not worthy of the experience? Are you feeling fear of the experience? Are you feeling you don't trust yourself with any of this? Because a guide's energy will always be of love, of the highest places where they come from. Okay, so always remember that. Okay, and so this was a good question. Laura Crum, she says, Kellee, I sometimes wonder, since our bodies work more efficiently with a negative charge stated by bioenergetics, with all of these positive charges, such as cell towers, power lines, cell phones, do they block us from reaching our higher selves? The answer is no, they don't block us from our higher selves, but the energy, we are always connected to our higher selves, but it makes us harder as a person, as a human walking around, because we get bombarded with negative energies. And so what the best thing to do, and it was a great question, is to unplug, walk away from the phone, go out, get grounded, all of this. But you're never separate from your higher self, ever. It makes it hard to sit down to be able to meditate. It used to be back in the day, we could go into a cave and meditate. I mean, literally, you would see monks go into a cave, and that's how they would meditate. And then they'd eventually come out because there's no distractions. But in modern days, we have a lot of distractions. And because we have so many distractions, we have to be able to, even in the craziest of times, we have to be able to go in and be grounded enough to go into deep meditation. And that I learned from a guru years ago. And I will say that person was correct. Didn't really care for that person, but that person was correct on this one. I had to say that. Okay. Jonah Delano, she says, Kellee, I have a question about my cousin's journey with terminal cancer. I was wondering if you see anything new about her and me. And her name is Rhonda. And and your birthday is, so Rhonda is July 18th. That makes her a 10 of clubs. And your birthday is December 23rd. And that makes you an 8 of hearts. So let's say this. For Rhonda and for you, Jonah, everybody is going to be going through their process to get healing right now. So view this as Rhonda is going through her healing process, and you are going as the support with her, and you'll see how things work out. So, and you're an 8 of hearts, bless your heart. So you have such a big heart here with this. So just watch this, because both of your souls are learning, and you're learning important things. Okay. So I think that's important. And Karen Toon 63, she says, can I get a card for my new single life? And your birthday is 11/11, November 11th, which makes you a 9 of clubs. And let's get you your newly single empathy. You feel and understand the emotions of another in the service of love. There you go. And on your new single life, Karen, pay attention to people to see if they indeed have empathy. Because sometimes there are people out there without empathy, and you don't want to be in a relationship with that. I had to get that one in. Okay. As I think that's important. So let's see here. Cheryl Fuchs, she says, I love Janelle Campbell. I met you both on the cruise last year, and I spoke about star seeds. Yay. Really looking forward to it. Great. Tammy Friesman. Hi, Tammy. She says, just wondering if anyone else is having weird dreams. Oh, I'm so glad you asked that. As I'm waking up every morning, I'm seeing faces I don't recognize. It's a nightly experience now. Oh my gosh. I remember, Tammy, when that happened with my mother. Oh my gosh. First of all, yes, our veil is really thin. And I'm going to be talking about the veil being thin in a couple of weeks. And on Monday, James and I are going to be talking about ghost stories, actually, too. But sometimes what happens when we start to wake up spiritually, our third eye starts to open up, and we start having weird dreams and seeing faces. Often it will start with faces. Sometimes it's shapes. I've heard people tell me it's shapes, but sometimes it's faces. So bravo, because on some level you're really starting to wake up now. Keep a dream journal, but right now people are having the most absurd dreams. I think it's because they're processing out a lot of things that come up in our lives right now. And I think that that's what's happening now. But a lot of this energy is of some amazing stuff. Evie says, I love your book. Thank you. Oh, Rose Lee, you're going to love, we're going to talk about ghost stories that happened to James and happened to me that I didn't put in the book. So we had a lot of that. Oh, Vicki, I'm so glad you're going to love this class that we're going to take. So if you are available on December 6th and you are interested in angels or archangels, how to work with them, and also to watch Janelle channel, and then she's going to channel this extraordinary meditation. It's going to be a great class, and we really priced it really, really reasonable. I think it's $49.99 for the 2-hour class for us, because we wanted as many people to join us. I think you guys are going to love it. And if you took the Starseed class, Jen says she took the Starseed class. I mean, that it was a great class. Yes, Christy Pride, definitely you can put your crystals out. So put your crystals out tonight. You go ahead and make moon water, set your intentions, and, enjoy this very potent energy that is designed at this time at 0 degrees of Aries, which means starting over again. So it means new beginnings. So this is an excellent time for new beginnings. Okay, I want everybody to remember that. Okay, Blazing Tiger, I'm going to get you one card before I go. From your late grandmother. Here she says, I have no more earthly worries, but I love, love, love the sunflowers. I love that. So that would be a sign from your grandmother. And Laura Crum says, great show. I'm going to your angel class. Yay. Thank you. You guys, I'm telling you, you guys will love when we get together, we have the best class. So enjoy the class on December 6th. And then on Monday, James and I are going to be talking about ghost stories, and that's going to be fun. And then next Thursday, I have a really powerful guest on about addiction. So we're going to be talking about addiction next Thursday, a really incredible guest. And I'm going to get some hints around it. Carrie Gonia and Dr. Shirley are going to be on it. And we have a special guest too. So next Thursday is going to be a great, great day. So thanks, everybody. I look forward to seeing you next Thursday, and I'll see you on Monday. Oh, and my November calendar is open. So if you'd like a session, please go ahead and book November. All right. Take care, my friends.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee